Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to Minecraft 1.4, also known as the Pretty Scary Update. Seeing as this is a conglomeration of all the snapshots released since 1.3, I just wanted to briefly touch on the features that have been added, of which there are a monstrous amount, in fact more than in any previous update I think, so if you want any more in-depth coverage you can always go back and watch the individual snapshot update videos. Let's get started. We've got a bunch of new blocks and items. The beacon block allows for users to select power-ups that can be applied to players that get within a certain radius of the base pyramid. Command blocks allow for much improved adventure map making, adding in the ability to link redstone with console commands. The anvil block gives players a way to repair enchanted tools while maintaining enchantments, as well as rename items in exchange for experience. That's what you'll use as payments. Repeaters have an added locking mechanism that is triggered when a current from a second repeater is applied perpendicularly to the first one. Cobblestone and mossy cobblestone walls have been added, which behave just like fences. Flower pots have been added for decoration. You can plant various foliage in them. Item frames allow for players to put items on display, maps included. Wooden buttons have been added and they can be triggered by arrows being shot at them. Some new crops include potatoes and carrots. Carrots can be combined with gold nuggets to craft a golden carrot, or combined with a fishing rod to craft a carrot on a stick, which can be used to control pigs while riding them. Pumpkin pies can be crafted with pumpkin, sugar, and an egg in no particular configuration in the crafting bench. New potions of night vision and invisibility have been added. Night vision requires a golden carrot, and invisibility requires night vision and a fermented spider eye. The nether star has also been added and is dropped by the wither boss after death. It's required for the crafting recipe of the beacon block. Mob heads have also been added. So far, wither skeletons are the only mob that will drop them naturally, but they also exist for skeletons, zombies, creepers, and steves, and can be found in the creative menu. They can be placed, mounted, or worn. Now, a few changes to existing blocks. Stairs are now able to form corners with each other. Trapdoors can now be placed on the top half of blocks. Buttons will stay active for a tick longer now, and leather armor can be dyed any color. There are some new mobs as well. Bats are passive nocturnal mobs that spawn in dark caves. They sleep on ceilings during the day until startled by a player, after which they will begin to fly around. Wither skeletons will spawn in the nether. They are larger than regular skeletons and carry a sword that can apply a wither debuff to the player when hit. The witch can be found in huts that will generate randomly in swamps. They look like testificates, but with witchy clothing and a wart on their nose. They will throw splash potions at players to hurt them, and also consume splash potions for defense. The Wither boss is perhaps the most significant addition. It's a boss mob that can be summoned by building a T-shape with 4 blocks of soul sand and placing 3 wither skeleton skulls on top of it. It will charge up before an initial explosion, after which it will own everything living in sight, pretty much. Now, for some changes to existing mobs. Zombies and skeletons will now have the ability to spawn with armor and weapons equipped. They also won't burn in daylight if they're wearing helmets. Zombies, skeletons, pigmen, and wither skeletons also have the ability to pick up and equip player-dropped items. These can be retrieved by the player after killing the mobs. Zombies can also infect villagers and turn them into villager zombies or baby villager zombies if the victim is a poor baby villager. Testificates will now form opinions of players based on the player's actions. Hurting testificates will make them like you less, and trading with them will cause them to like you more. And finally, slimes also spawn in swamps at nighttime now. So let's move on to some more general changes. New sounds have been added for a laundry list of different actions. I'd recommend watching the dedicated snapshot update video if you'd like to hear them all. Mobs and entities are now able to pass through portals back and forth from the nether. In creative, using the middle mouse on an item in the world will now put that item into your active inventory slot. Items can also be shift-clicked within the survival menu screen in creative, and pressing the numbers 1 through 9 while hovering over an item in the creative menu will add a stack of that item to the corresponding slot in your hotbar. Moving on over into world creation, super flat worlds can now be customized via either presets or manually typing a corresponding chain of text in the field above the preset list. Lastly, in the menu options, chat settings have been renamed to multiplayer settings, and there's an option to hide capes for applicable users. There's also a full screen toggle and a VSync option. So, that's about it for the major additions. On top of that, there are plenty of bug fixes and performance improvements as always, so that'll wrap it up for this update overview. 1.4, very scary update. If you enjoyed, a rating would be much appreciated. Other than that, thanks for watching, and it's about time I start getting things together for Survival Season 2, now that 1.4 is released. That's it. See you later.